Good morning all. Another week full of transfer rumours, speculation and some mad stories. Now, thank you for watching in advance. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, stay tuned for more content and more videos. Right, so the rumour mill's gone off the charts as per. However, I'm going to focus on two players today, one of which looks to be pending completion, and I'll be surprised if he's not in by the end of the week. The other I can't see happening / I don't see the thinking behind it. But so let's get into it. So Tonali's done, finished finally. I've seen another picture this morning of him posing in the green away strip or the green third shirt, whichever one it is. Thrilled to bits with that signing. Absolutely thrilled to bits. You know, taking a main player, an up-and-coming, a central figure, the nucleus of the team, off a European giant. I know AC Milan are not the force they were in the, say, 80s and 90s, even in the early to mid noughties, when they had the likes of, you know, Seedorf, Gattuso, Pirlo, Kaká in midfield, and Crespo, Shevchenko, and all that lot. But there's still a significant team. You know, the history of the side. They won the league, not last year, but not this season just gone, but the season before. Still a significant team, an important team. You know, a historic team. I think they got either 6 or 7 Champions Leagues. Heavy that. But that's done. Harvey Barnes. So anywhere upwards of 30 million quid. I've heard reports that we're going to be trying to get him for 35 million. But it could be as much as 40 million. Now, I've done my research with FFP, and I don't think, from what I've seen, that we were going to break the 100 million barrier. Because if we get Harvey Barnes for, say, 40 million, that's 100 million, and then we need a couple of extra players as well. We might be looking at loans, etc., but who knows? But obviously, they must have a plan. You know, this is not a setup that we're going to go wildly splashing the cash and then get stung with transfer embargoes, fines, getting dragged through the courts, you know, docked points, etc. Although if you're Man City, none of that applies. You know, you can do what the hell you want and get away with it. But our owners don't strike me as the type of people who would risk that. So there must be a plan. But, so, Harvey Barnes, 25-year-old Leicester attacker. I don't know what sort of position you would nail him down to for just one, because he can play on the wing, but I would say most predominantly he is utilised on the left of a front three. So you call him like an inside forward, like that sort of Mane sort of style, or St. Maximin in terms of position. 25-year-old Englishman, as I say. I think he's been capped once for England. He's been a great player for Leicester for a long time. Very smooth, great finisher. Perhaps doesn't score the amount of goals he should, but you know, he hits double figures comfortably each year, I think. The goal he scored was against West Ham on the last day of the season. Lovely finish, cuts in onto his right foot and opens his body up brilliantly, slides it into the bottom corner, smooth. You've seen so many finishes of him cutting in on the left and then just he smacks it in the top corner from, like, you know, just the postage stamp in the top bin, and it's just like, wow, impressive. I remember watching him when he was on loan at West Brom in like 2017, 2018. He was impressive then, and he's just gone on. One of the standouts for Leicester last season. That's not hard, because obviously they had, you know, they got relegated. They had a very poor season. The likes of Maddison and Barnes were their sort of standout players. But again, as I say, that's not saying an awful lot. Here you go, Bobs. Yeah, that's that. So, what will he bring? He'll bring pace, he'll bring a bit of power, he'll bring a goal-scoring threat. It's another British player, which is always nice to have. Another potential to get in the England team. Everything about this deal makes sense, you know. He's got that. He hasn't got the talent or the skill of, say, Maxi. But I would say he's the hybrid. If you take everything positive about St. Maximin, right, and blend it with everything positive about Jacob Murphy, in my mind, you've got you then have Harvey Barnes, because he is a hard worker. He passes well. He does all the graft. You know, he's not afraid to put himself about. He's a good tackler. Scores a few goals. Good delivery of the ball. Good crosses. He just seems like the perfect Eddie Howe player, in my opinion, from what I can see. Sorry, I'm single parenting again today. So I'm having to feed the kids as well as trying to do videos and do a bit of work. But yeah, he's just got everything, I think, that Eddie Howe would want. You know, he's good at the closing down, the high press, all this malarkey. Quick, strong, scores a few goals, doesn't shrink away from a challenge. I think it'll be a good buy. And with the market going mad as it is, or as it has done for the last... When did it go mad? Really went mad with the Neymar transfer, didn't it, in 2017? But over the last sort of 10 years, it's gone stupid. You know, 35 mil for Harvey Barnes for a 25-year-old who's approaching his prime. As I said in one of the Tonali videos the other day, you know, your prime nowadays, in my opinion, would be from sort of absolute peak 27 to say 33-ish, 32. So he's approaching that. And he's a player who can grow with the club. And that is the key theme of this video. Okay, so I anticipate that will be done soon. This week, we're approaching Monday lunchtime now. It'd be nice if it was announced, confirmed by the end of the day. But by the end of this week. Another good thing is the competition. So we are at the head of the chasing pack for Harvey Barnes. You've got the likes of Aston Villa, Tottenham and West Ham who are also chasing him. Now, Aston Villa have already plundered Leicester for Yuri Tielemans. What have I done to my phone here? For Yuri Tielemans. Got him on a free. Tottenham have already taken James Maddison. So it is our turn, really. West Ham, in the early days, I'm talking last week, the week before that, West Ham were the front runners, I think, but we've sort of overtaken them in that race. This is significant because Tottenham, although out of the 4 teams, we finished highest in the league, quite convincingly. But Tottenham are looking to come again and strengthen and push for Europe, push for the Champions League once more. Aston Villa will be looking to push up the table. You know, they're really improving. I think Aston Villa could be a dark horse for this upcoming season, much like we were for last. West Ham have obviously just won a European trophy. They'll be looking to consolidate that and use the Declan Rice money to build a platform to then springboard from. So if we were to beat, if we're serious about, you know, winning trophies, being a solid Champions League club, we need to be seeing off the likes of West Ham, Tottenham and Aston Villa. No disrespect to those clubs, but we need to be seeing them off when it comes to signing players. You know, a player's agent should go to him, right, you've got Newcastle, Tottenham, West Ham and Villa interested, and both player, club and agent should all go Newcastle. So that, yeah, that's important. Now the next one, Juventus centre-back, 36-year-old Italian international, Leonardo Bonucci. This ain't happening, is it? Where's this come from? Where on earth has this come from? This has gathered a bit of momentum the last few days. I can't see this happening because although he is a fantastic centre-back, fantastic reader of the game, you look at the sort of classic Italian centre-backs, particularly of the last 20, 30 years, you know, he's very similar to them in terms of Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, in my opinion, was the best of the lot. Even his long-time centre-back partner, Chiellini, very similar. But it just doesn't make sense. It makes sense in terms of, you know, it's a bit of a statement signing. Could he be a bit like Thiago Silva was for Chelsea, for us? I just don't get it. I mean, it would help if we signed another young centre-back. It would help with them. You know, he would obviously pass on a lot of experience to, I know Fabian Schär has been around a long time, but Fabian Schär and also to Sven Botman. He'd basically be signed as Botman's mentor, wouldn't he? However, I would say Botman's better than him already, arguably. He's got 0 Premier League experience. A lot of players come from Italy to England and fucking struggle. I mean, you just look at that Koulibaly. He's just had a nightmare at Chelsea. Fish out of water from day one. We could get him on a 1-2 year contract and just come along just to, add some experience, mentorship for the Champions League, etc. But I don't see the point, because he's going to want to be on big wages. I think his contract, is it up at Juve? I think he's looking at retiring next summer, so we could get 1 year out of him, but it's going to be big wages. A player who's not going to get enough game time to get used to the Premier League in that year. It's going to be a case of, by the time he got used to the league, he's retiring. It'd be handy in the Champions League, good for Botman, but it just goes against the ethos, this theme, this aim of the signings recently, which I fucking love. Look at Botman, Isak, Tonali. You could even go further back. Bruno, Botman, Isak, Tonali, and Harvey Barnes, should he come. What do all 5 of them have in common? Their age and where they are in their career. You know, these are players who can evolve and grow with the club and go on from there. Bonucci is at the tail end of his career, the final months of his career. It does not make sense in that regard to me. It's just a bit of a silly one. Like when, as soon as we got taken over, it was all Mbappe and Neymar. That's never going to happen. Don't want to go anywhere near them, especially Mbappe. You know, the things that player demands in his contract is nothing short of fucking ludicrous in my mind. But yeah, don't want to go anywhere near players like that. What do you think? Am I fucking barking up the wrong tree? Am I talking shit? Would Bonucci be a shrewd signing? Would he be that? What was that guy called? Who Derby signed? He was in the film The Damned United. Dave Mackay or something like that. And he was an older guy, experienced, who come in and sort of galvanise the team and revolutionise things. Would that be Bonucci? Would the benefits outweigh the negatives? I don't know. Not in my opinion. But let us know what you think. As I said earlier, please like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Trying to fucking grow this a bit more. But yeah, we'll see. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.